Oh my gosh. Look at, you believe this? I'm filming very late. So I'm basically going to put on my makeup and probably take it off and go to bed. I'm not even kidding you. Oh my goodness. I thought I saw something on the corner of my eye. I'm like, what is that? Hello, beautiful friends. How's everybody doing? So today's video, I was over on Instagram. I was snooping around. How shocking. But I saw a palette that came up and it just spoke to me. I love the color story. It just looked very beautiful to me. And it kind of reminded me of that new Natasha Denona one, the nude palette that everybody's, just raving about. There's just something about it that just kind of reminded me or gave me that same vibe. So of course I went over to the website and checked out the collection, and it's actually by Colourpop. And I was thinking about it. I can't remember the last time I ordered a palette from Colourpop. I think what happened with me with Colourpop, I just felt like they were coming out with something, and I felt overwhelmed. I just could not keep up with all the palettes they were coming out with. So the palettes that I have are, probably 3 years old. So that's the last time I think I purchased a palette from Colourpop. And also what I was feeling, like a lot of their palettes were just very big, and those palettes just really overwhelm me. So I usually stay away from those really big ones because I end up using maybe 5 colors or 5 shades top. So this one is like the perfect size, and again, it just spoke my name. And I did order a few things from the collection. I didn't go crazy, but I definitely got the palette, and it's this one here, the 1111. And there's just a neat story behind that, because I was like, what does that mean? And so I looked it up, and it means like a timestamp. So if you keep seeing this, like on your clock or anything, it's usually something spiritual. It's, kind of the universe speaking to you, trying to manifest, or you manifest something very good coming your way. So new beginnings, stuff like that. So I thought that was really neat. I thought we all could use a little bit of that in our lives. So yeah, it just kind of intrigued me, the whole thing about this. So I did some swatches upstairs, and I'll show you the whole palette, what it looked like before I did the swatches and got it all messed up. But it's actually very pretty. It has really cool stamps in some of the pans. So it's just a very beautiful palette. Now, I will say, when I was swatching these, some of the mattes did seem a little dry. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to look like on the eye. But the shimmers, they were super buttery as, usual from their palette. So this is what it looks like. So it's a kind of like a softer cardboard, and this is kind of raised. I just love the simplicity of it. There is no mirror in here, but again, these are the shades. So I don't know. It's just very neutral. There's some cool tones in here. There's some warm shades. This one here was really interesting. It's upside down. Interesting to me because, as you can see, I'm hoping you can pick it up. There's like some sparkle in that. So yeah, it's just a very different palette. So I'm super excited to try that out. And yeah, like I said, I just have a few other things that I want to try out by this line. So right now I'm actually using my Gerard Cosmetics. I actually got this from my friend Clara. I won her a giveaway, and I've really been liking this eye primer. It really does cover any discoloration and stuff like that. And it's not super tacky. And actually what I've been doing is putting it on my nose. I've always heard that, that you can use a primer, eye primer on your nose, because it does help, with your oils and stuff like that. And I've tried it in the past, and it's never really worked with any other eye primer. But this one it does, and it does fill in my pores. So it's kind of like a little multitasker. So I've been loving it. So I'm actually going to start with the transition shade today. I know the other day I started with something deeper, so I don't think I really want this, dramatic look. So I'm going to keep it kind of soft. So I think I'm going to start with this shade here, and this is called Lucky Babe, I believe. And I'm just going to use a very fluffy brush. Now, I do have a story for you, but let's get through this palette and test this formula. So I will have something a little bit to talk about here instead of just applying my makeup. But I am just going to start like I have been, though, kind of keeping my eye relaxed and really using that as a guide of how high I want to take my shadows, because honestly, it seems like each week my hood gets even worse. So I'm constantly having to change the position of my shadows. Okay, so in the, when I was swatching, like I was telling you, they seemed very dry, but they are blending out really nice. Well, this shade is. And I went in with just a very little product because I wasn't quite sure how deep this was going to be, but it's pretty true to what's in the pan. So really quick, I want to show you my sweatshirt here. I actually got this from Temu, and it's like a more lightweight sweatshirt, and it's almost like that. I don't know, it looks kind of shiny, but it's super cute. It says a frequent flyer. I was hoping to get this before I went to Arizona. I was going to wear it on the plane as a joke. And then it has like a little witch's hat and the broom and stuff. So I love this little sweatshirt, and I thought it was just perfect for this time of the year. Okay, again, I really love this shade. It is more like a cool tone, but it did blend out really, really well. So we're going to start with just that, and then I think I'm going to go into my Angie Hot and Flashy, and this one is her A503. So it's still a fluffy brush, but it's just a little bit more dense than this one I was using there. And what I think I'm going to go into next is, I like these names too. It's called Protection. So I'm going to, whoa, that picks up a lot of product. So, okay, so that one is a little bit more buttery than that other one I was using. Let's just see what this shade is. This would be a very nice transition shade too. This has like a little bit of like a pink orange, and it's actually a little lighter than the first one I was using, which, in the pan, it looks like it could be deeper, but it is really pretty. But like I'm saying, I put a lot on this brush, and yet I feel, it's just too light. So I'm going to definitely have to deepen up this outer corner here. Okay, so I'm trying to decide. This is really like pretty purple or plum shade. Now I kind of did that look the other day, so I think I'm just going to go that way anyway. So let's try out this shade and let's just see how deep it is. I do love, like I said, that's why I purchased this palette. I love that color story. The plums, not necessarily like a purple, but a plum. So yeah, it just spoke my name. I really loved the shimmers in here. So right now it is not disappointing at all. I'm just picking, the wrong shades. I think I should have went a little deeper and started with my gut feeling, but they are blending out really easy. Okay, so let me tell you my story while I do this other eye. So yesterday I actually filmed two videos. So I filmed the one with the Mirage palette, and then I went after that and I was going, I have to start this declutter. So I decluttered a whole drawer, which was my foundations, my concealers. I mean, so much stuff. It's ridiculous. It was a drawer that was overflowing, setting sprays, primers, you name it. I went through the whole thing, realized I had filmed in the wrong format. So it's like in a TikTok, the more vertical format. So that's strike number one. Strike number two was I purchased a clip-on microphone because I thought, I've done those declutters before, and if I'm sitting too far away, it's just hard for you guys to hear me. So I go, okay, well, I'll buy this microphone, and it wasn't, a really cheap one. It was about mid range, I would say. It sounded absolutely horrible. So I went through this whole declutter, which took about an hour and a half. and I had to, just totally, skip this whole video. I had to totally trash it. I go, there is no way I'm putting this out. It's garbage. You guys would have just been so frustrated trying to hear me. Number one, it was, you could hear me, but it was almost like my voice was, going in and out like that. It was absolutely ridiculous. Now, in the past, had if that would have happened to me, maybe a couple years ago, especially when I was first starting out, I would have literally had a nervous breakdown, crying, probably refilmed the whole thing that night. I mean, just put myself into a complete mess. But nope, I was just like, well, it is what it is. I think at some point maybe I will put everything back in the drawer and start over. Or if you have any suggestions of what I can do at this point, please let me know, because I do want to show you what I'm getting rid of, what I kept. I do want to do that, but I don't know if I want to start by scratch and putting everything back in that drawer. But what a nightmare that was. But I was just so, I don't know. You can just tell that I've come a long way with that. And I guess if you're a new influencer and that happens, don't sweat these small things. It will happen. I guarantee it's happened to, influencers that have been doing this for 10 years. So, things just happen, and, you either just scratch the video or you put it out, and it just really fails because it's pretty much garbage. So I would rather give you guys, quality content than something that you're struggling to watch. So I'm going to say about this palette, it's just very subtle. It's not super bold. So if you're looking for a really bold look, I think you would really have to work with it. I think it's just a more softer palette, which is nice. This is a great everyday palette, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so the shimmer that just is calling my name tonight, and I'm telling you, I have the hardest time, but I think it's called Balance. So it's this one here. So it looks in the pan to be like a pink shimmer, or maybe a more peach pink. It looks really pretty. So, ooh, or maybe even a champagne. So let's take a look and see. Oh my gosh. Look at, oh, see what that, but I'm telling you, these shimmers are the star of the palette. I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous. Yes. Okay, so the star of the palette are the shimmers for sure. So I'm just going to go back into that more plum shade. I'm just going to add a little bit into that shimmer just to kind of soften that and make it more ombre or more just blended. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Now, the other one I just have to put on my eye tonight as well. It's late. Can you believe this? I'm filming very late. So I'm basically going to put on my makeup and probably take it off and go to bed. I'm not even kidding you. Okay, so what I'm going to go into now, it's called Total Angel. So it looks so beautiful. It is like a stark white shimmer. So this is going to look really pretty in the inner corner. Let's see. Da da da. I am just so, oh, it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So this palette, the shimmers are worth every penny, and it wasn't that expensive. Colourpop is always so affordable, but that's why, I do love them, but it can become very addicting. The next thing you know, you have like, 3,000 palettes that you don't need. I just love it. I truly, truly love it. It just kind of opens the eye, brightens it. Oh, I just love it. I think once I get on like an eyeliner and everything, it's going to look super pretty. Okay, so I did buy an eyeliner from them. It just says BFF Cream Gel Eyeliner. But I got it in the shade, let me see. I can't see anything tonight. It is called Brew Ha Ha. Okay. So let's take a look. Oh, good. It's a retractable one. So it's more like of a chocolate shade, which will be very pretty. But I did bring down this. I saw this in my drawer when I was decluttering, and it's called the Shadow Moon. So I had a pink one at one time. Don't know where that's at. I'll probably put that in a declutter or something. And it looks like this. So this is like super cool. I remember using it and liking it, so I don't know why I got rid of it, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. So I'm just going to place this right here like I would, you know, my little tapes, and I'm just going to, it's going to be kind of hard because I'm working from far away and I don't have a magnifying mirror. So I'm just going to do that. I don't want a really huge wing because I'm going to kind of see what I mean. Okay, so that works really well. So, ooh, these are super creamy, so you got to be very light-handed. I could go overboard pretty easy. So what I'm going to take now is my little smudge brush that I get on Amazon. I love these. I sound like a broken record when I talk about these little brushes, but they are absolutely perfect, especially for my hooded eyes. And that seems that gel, it's, you know, it does blend or stretch really easy. I'm hoping that it does dry down. Otherwise, it could be a little situation. So, ooh, do you see how pretty that is and how easy it was to use? Okay, so yeah, that's why I have been using more of an eyeliner, or not like a liquid liner, more like a pencil eyeliner, or just eyeshadow. That's why I've been doing it. It's just very soft, just a lot softer, especially now that I'm getting older. My you know, lids are getting much more hooded. So, okay, let's get into the complexion. And I am going to go in with my Master Blur Stick. Now, a good thing about this, when I was decluttering, I found a backup. So I am super excited about that because like I told you, in many videos, you know, I'm just having a hard time finding this. And like I mentioned in the other video, I found less is more. So that's what I just going to apply that. This just really fills in my pores really well. And it helps my makeup stay on throughout the day a little bit longer. And it also conceals fine lines, you know, it just kind of blurs them. Okay, so the foundation I'm going to be using, of course, is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh, and this is hyaluronic acid in it, and I got mine in the shade, it looks like a light 60N, so hopefully it's not too deep, and, you know, I've had this quite some time, so I probably should erase it, replace it. Let me just see what the shade will be. I think it will be okay. So let's just try it. And from what I can remember with this foundation, you don't need a lot, and hopefully it will not oxidize. And that's the only other concern I have. And we're going to check to see if it does oxidize. I will keep this on the back of my hand just so we know. And it could be, if it does oxidize, could be because it's older too. But what I'm going to do is spray my brush here with the Pretty Fresh, and this is the, I believe their setting spray. I'm not sure if it's the setting, setting mist. So this is what I used to do all the time. I really didn't use it as a setting spray. I would either just spray my face or my brush. And it just helps move the product around, and also it will add a little bit more hydration, and it's going to set it all at the same time. Yeah, I love bringing out my older products or products I haven't used in a while because of this reason, because I forgot how much how nice of a foundation this is. So like I said, it's pretty old. So I think I'm going to actually replace it and go get a new one, and maybe possibly just one shade lighter, because it is just a little bit dark. And again, it could oxidize, and we will find that out in just a minute. But other than that, it has really decent coverage. And then I'm also going to use the Colourpop of Pretty Fresh, and this is their creamy concealer. And I got mine in the shade, let's see here, it says light 40N. So let's see how this works. And I know at one time I absolutely love this. So we'll see how it works on my under eyes because these are forever changing, the texture and the wrinkles and all that good stuff. And I think I'm just going to place a little bit through the T-zone only because it's a little light. So I do want to kind of, or a little darker, I do want to lighten this area up just slightly. And this does have like a little, almost like a paint set or scent. So that could be because it is, you know, getting a little older. And I'm just using my finger at this point, but I do have my concealer brush and I am just going to really just press that in a little further. Okay, but it does have really good coverage. I had a pretty red spot here just from rubbing my eyes from watering, and it really concealed that. So this, you definitely, I don't think would need a lot of product because this is pretty full coverage. Okay, so let's get into another product that I have. Now this is by Soul. So this is like their sister brand, and I'm going to be using this as my bronzer. I love the smell of this. Now, when I was doing my bronzer video, I was kind of shocked, you know, how, you know, orange it did kind of look on my swatch, you know, when I swatched it. But if I just go in really light-handed, it really does blend down to a very beautiful shade. And I got mine in the shade Light. So yeah, if you just go in with just very little product, it can look very natural. So you just got to be careful with how much you use because if you use too much, it will look orange. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys, I don't know what video is going to go out next, so this might not be a good question, but it is today. The Allie Glines video. If you've seen it, is that, you know, the product that you thought she was going to launch? I'm just curious, or what you thought, you know, it was going to be, or if it's exactly what you thought it was going to be. So I'm just interested to hear your thoughts on that. But nonetheless, I have watched that video, I'm not kidding you, 3 times because it just was so wonderful to see her so happy and, you know, successful. I'm just still in awe by her talent. So, yeah, she's just one of those people that has a goal in mind, sets forth, and does it, you know, and that's not an easy task for people, especially, you know, I myself, I do have goals. I usually give up really quickly if it doesn't happen right away. This is actually probably one of the longest things that I've stuck with, to be honest with you, other than, you know, a normal job, but anything that, you know, was just all mine. This is the first thing I've stuck it out with. So I'm pretty happy about my, you know, with myself on that. Okay, so let's see if that oxidized, and I'm just going to grab the foundation because that's been sitting here for a minute. And oh yeah, it really does oxidize. As you can see, this is the new one here, and that's the one that's been sitting there for a bit. So when I go to replace this, I'm actually going to go a shade lighter for sure. Okay, so what else did I get? Oh, I didn't get any powder, and the only powder that I actually have by them is this here, and from what I remember, it's too dark for me, and it's in peach. But we're going to try it. We will just see. I will just do a very light layer because this still does have, you know, a little attack to it. And that is the only cream products that I have, I believe. So just going to, like I said, just add a little bit and just put on a very light dusting. I really don't want this to get any darker. Okay, so let's take a look at the powder. And, whoa, this concealer is not looking good under my eyes. It is creasing like crazy. If you have this concealer, let me know if it's just possibly just gone old. And because I don't remember it doing this before, but maybe once I put my, you know, some setting spray over it, definitely not going to set it with powder. We will see, but woo, it's creasing really bad. But that powder is, if you do like a very light layer, it looks really nice. I think if I would have added any more, it could look really cakey very quickly. Okay, so I did get a new blush. Now this is from the collection, and they had a few different shades. So I picked up let's see what shade I did get. It looks like, I believe it's just called a Claim It. So let's take a look. I just wanted something more neutral, more fall. So that is the reason why I chose this shade here. So it's like a peach shade. So hopefully I brought down my blush brush, and I didn't. So I'm going to actually use this one here. Let's just see how it feels. Ooh, it feels really smooth. So let's see how, it looks on the skin. Ooh, that is a really pretty, subtle shade. So it's probably, oh my gosh, it's more pigmented than I thought from a swatch. It didn't look like it was going to be pigmented at all, but it really is beautiful. I don't think it matches this look very well, but we will get the idea of what it looks like. But it's a very beautiful formula. It looks like it's actually smoothing my skin. Yeah, it's very smoothing on the skin. Ooh, this formula is absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, I thought I saw something on the corner of my eye. I'm like, what is that? This basement sometimes just really gives me the heebie-jeebies. I swear, I really seriously thought there was something right next to me. Oh gosh, you know me with my little hauntings. You never know. Oh, okay. My heart stopped there for a second. Oh boy. Okay, so everything is looking really nice so far. Let's go back in to that palette now that I'm freaked out. And we're going to go into the shade. We're going to go back into the deep one here. You know what? No, let's go into, I just want to see what this one is all about. It looks, like a black, but it's called Divine. So I'm just going to place that on a brush, and let's just put that on the outer corner. Ooh, that is super pigmented. And thank goodness I went in with a very light hand. Do you see how pigmented? I mean, it's almost like it has almost like a plum undertone. Then on the center of my eye, I think I'm going to go in with that balanced. Then on my inner corner, I'm going to use that Total Angel, and I'm going to spray it with my setting spray, make it pop a little bit more, and to keep everything from flying all around. Okay, so I did bring down, I had one mascara by Colourpop, and this is called the Level Up. So I don't know how old this is, but we're going to find out if it's too dry or anything. But this is the wand here. So I'm going to hurry up and curl my lashes. We'll come back and try this one out. Okay, darn it to heck, now I am just like all paranoid down here. That really spooked me. Okay, so I'm going to actually spray my face first. I'm going to use this DCM, I think it's called. It just says Bare Midnight Set to Last. It was in one of my boxes. So I just thought it kind of went with the little vibe going on here, with all the little stars and stuff. So let's see what this mister looks. Ooh, that looks nice. Ooh, that is really nice, and it smells really good. It has like a sweet smell to it. That feels really good. Then I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand since I forgot my sponge. And what I'm going to do is just take my finger and just tap it on that setting spray. And I am going to go under my eyes and just kind of smooth that out. And I have a corpse of a piece of hair or a fossil now and embedded in my skin. Okay, this piece of hair, it just wants to, like I said, be a fossil inside my makeup here. Oh, okay, I'm a hot mess as usual. All right, so let's try out this mascara. So let's see how old it is. Ooh, I like the wand though. It's really separating my lashes. So that is just a few strokes. Okay, big difference from the Maybelline Sky High one I used the other day. Okay, again, I really do like that mascara. It really separated my lashes. It was super easy to work with. I felt like I got, my lashes done in no time. So it's a great, for sure, everyday mascara. So love that. I'm so glad I brought that out and used it. It's been sitting way back in my drawer. Okay, so I did get a new lipstick, and it's by that line, the same 1111 line, and it's called Luxe. And I did get mine in the shade, it looks like, let's see, feeling angelic. So this is the packaging here. Super pretty. I love this packaging. I just love it. Simple, but elegant. It looks very elegant and, luxe. So, ooh, you should see this, component, and it has some weight to it. So, ooh, it's like a rose gold. I love that. And it has like little stars on here. So let's see what shade I got. Ooh, that is really pretty. And then on the bullet or the lipstick itself, you can see like these cute little stars. It looks like I have mascara all over me, but ooh, I like that. Now, I don't know how well it's going to go with this look, but we're going to make it happen. And let's try out the formula. So I'm not going to line my lips or anything because I just want to see how the lipstick performs on its own. And oh, good. It's not super intense. It's more just I would think maybe a buildable lipstick. Mmm. Has like a nice sweet scent to it. Not overpowering, just enough. So yeah, this lipstick doesn't go with this look very well, but it would go with this palette if I would have stayed, more in the neutral category. So I'm going to have to change this up just a little bit just to kind of match the look. So what I think I'm going to do is actually go into this shimmer here, and we're going to add it to this lipstick and see if it makes a difference. And I'm going to use a different finger and just kind of lighten that up a little bit. Yeah, I think that helped out the situation a little bit. So it looks a lot better. All right, I think that is it. That is all the products that I brought down. And let's talk about it. You know how I do love this palette. This is really a nice everyday palette for sure. The shimmers are absolutely stunning. I really love this blush because it's very smoothing on my cheeks. It just really made a huge difference on how my foundation actually looks. So it's very nice. And as I'm looking at myself, I forgot to clean up all of my mess ups from my mascara. So let me just take a little spoolie and let's fix that situation here. The mascara I absolutely love. I'm definitely going to go and check into, this concealer. I think honestly it has gone bad only because, like I said, ooh, yeah, it's a very strong paint scent. So all in all, it was a successful, I think, video. I absolutely love this. Is again just a very everyday, simple, but it just looks put together a look. And I do love this lipstick. Unfortunately, I just got the wrong shade for today's look, but I really like how it feels. It's very weighted, a good formula. It's pretty. So yeah, I had fun today. I'm super, glad that I did make that purchase. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit that like button. I would truly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I would love to have you here. We all would love to have you here. Okay, I can't wait to see you again. I love you so much. And until next time.